MC, Richard Beck.
Thank you very much, Rishi. Yes, what a match this is going to be. And with our first player having so much skill on the rink, he has gathered a lot of respect from his peers. Twice a World Under-25s and former World Indoor Singles Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Stuart Anderson! Now to one of the most feared and respected opponents on the world circuit, a record 6 times and defending World Indoor Singles Champion, ladies and gentlemen, Alex Marshall, MPE!
Lining up against each other here on the blue rink. A reminder that you can contact our team with any questions or tell us who you think might make it through to the semis. Just tweet us with the hashtag BBC Bowls. 3-time world champion Andy Thompson and the BBC's David Corkill are in the commentary box. Hi guys.
Hiya. Hi Rishi, and it is going to be an interesting game. All those compliments for Alex, you sort of think to yourself he can't fail, but against Stuart Anderson it's very possible, Andy. He's a really good opponent.
Stuart's a great opponent, and there's no way that Stuart Anderson's going to be overawed just because he's playing Alex Marshall, so I'm expecting a real cracker here.
Well, it should be interesting to see how this game progresses. There's no doubt about it that Alex Marshall at this particular venue, he always has that invincible look about him, always feels so confident. And Diane, his wife, who would normally come down for the last week, has been here the whole time, and that helps too, Andy.
Yeah, Alex has been obviously on the site for coming up for a fortnight now, and he looks very relaxed. I think it's fair to say that in his last game against Mark Dawes, he's pulled out some of the most unbelievable shots to get here, so he'll be trying to not put him in that position again.
Yes, he won't want to have to go to that well of good balls too often. Want to do the damage with the first 3, but my goodness me, he got himself out of some trouble. And yet there's other venues, and this is what the strange thing is, Andy, if you the World Bowls Tour down at the Welsh Masters and the Welsh Grand Prix, where Alex just didn't feel at home.
No, that was always a bit of a mystery why he went to Swansea and Llanelli and just never produced the performance. It was always, as I say, a mystery to everyone. But here he's at home, he just loves the place, he plays his best balls here.
1 red.
And that is a very comfortable feeling when you know you're going back to where you're really at your very best, and almost feels like you're a few shots up.
Yes, it does. It just feels as though he could beat everybody. But this man in the just played the shot here. He has the potential to beat anybody
1 green.
as well.
4.5 inches.
Very close with this. Oh, he's got it all the way. Close for the double.
2 red.
It's Diane. She says she was a bit tense watching that last one, that last game against Matt Dawes. She didn't enjoy it, she said to me.
Had to say to me, and normally she does, but
yes.
I think that one just got to the nerves a little bit. This looks under, Stuart. Don't think you want to hold that line. Well, it's probably blocked Alex off in the backhand, so we have to change again. Oh, it's still possible. He can get around it if he wishes. Personal choice, drop on his red ball, drop back would be good.
More open on the forehand.
He's trying to encourage this one up.
2 shots, Alec Marshall.
The voice of Sandra McLeish, who is looking after or marking duties today on the rink.
Not many days left for Sandra. I believe she's retiring at the end of the championships.
She is indeed. And Sunday will be her last day officiating. Given great
Jack length,
service,
27 metres.
world bowls, and very highly respected, all the players. Internationalist in their own right.
Yeah, good player. And I agree, David, being an excellent umpire. She'll be sadly missed. Sandra in picture.
Out in different areas, and I've no doubt her dogs will feature greatly.
Yes, great lover of the dogs is Sandra.
A lot of this will be about who gets the jack first and who can execute the recovery bowls.
Well, another great ball from Alex. Players are entitled to have their practice prior to the game. I was watching Alex practicing and he was playing well, so he really does look determined here.
Two red.
That's going to be a problem for Stuart.
Just over half an inch.
The front bowl is an issue. Has to try and time things around it, and that was his first delivery, and really that first delivery has to be up to the jack, because Stuart's very good at the running bowl. Doesn't want anything in the way. Probably still a draw.
That last ball probably forces Stuart now into the backhand draw. 3 balls there to catch on. Good draw player, Stuart Anderson. That's his strength, the draw. Try here.
Yes, he's interested in this one. Wants the edge of the ball, doesn't want to drop through. Unlucky. Good ball. Just wanted to stay on the edge of the ball. There's no danger really for Alex here. He can follow that. Even off his own ball, and tap on the green, push it out for 3, maybe 4. So this is still a very dangerous head for Stuart Anderson. Plays out of the Blantyre club. Had to wait for it, just didn't get back. Stuart, if you can land on your last ball or come off the side one, it's probably the best result, Andy.
Yeah, I agree. Still just a draw. Can't afford to take his own ball out. He's got a second shot in here, so I think he'll be reasonably happy with that. Giving this a look.
Needs the edge and drop back. Oh, he's got it. And now the last bit. Well, Alex was taking the other balls away. He'll have a good look. Don't think he wants to give it to Stuart, but he might have to.
Par.
I think the way Stuart Anderson was looking at it, he favoured himself. So, however, Alex not giving it away without a measure.
Alan Thornhill with the small metal calipers. Rest one end on the rink. That gives the a little bit of extra stability. Oh, there's no way that's getting through. One to green.
Yeah, certainly one to green. Yeah, well played, Stuart Anderson.
One shot, Stuart Anderson.
Final delivery. Rest the red, falls in, moves the jack, gains his first shot in the match.
Length 29 metres.
Favourite length of jack, Stuart Anderson prefers the full length.
Well, again, that short ball. It's needs to get that through to at least jack high.
Yeah, seems a little bit bemused by that, I think. No, he probably thought he was good. Normally deadly on this length. Better.
Dropped over onto the backhand side, and Alex will certainly afford to reach it. Oh, it's interesting, he's changed now. He's gone to forehand. I thought he would have been on the backhand there, and he's two chances, bowl and jack.
Yeah, I think it was tempting. He obviously favours this side slightly, so feels as though he could draw the shot. He's not far away.
Who's to argue with him? There you go. Just dropped away. Good second shot though. But played that on the other side, he would have made a double.
Correct.
But it's just hard to get back to centre
No,
rink.
it's 2 inches short of jack high.
That's the danger.
1 inch past.
It's often the case in the portable rink where you may not play the obvious shot, but you play the shot that's going to give you an opportunity of a result.
You're right there, David. And sometimes it's not the shot you would feel is correct. Well, not meant to be there, but that might have its uses, that ball.
Well, certainly a value on it, and certainly if Alex decides to come down the backhand. But again, so he's played some big balls. Stuart doesn't look happy out there at the moment. He's questioning a few things in his own mind.
I think he's talking to Sandra, saying, I can't believe how heavy it is pushing this up, I think. But as I say, the ball's finished in a good position, so this is just a draw now for Alex.
One green.
Tell you what, he might be tempted with a backhand the next one.
I don't think he'll be short anyway. Well, this is difficult for Stuart to get another ball in the head, I think. Even a bat ball here wouldn't go amiss.
So he's trying to get into that little pocket. But no, that really hurts.
1 green.
There's a double shot on, Andy. A touch on the green ball there would spring the jack across.
Slightly favoured this one, Alec.
So you're looking at putting into that position. The other alternative is if he's able to get down onto the front red one and push it in.
That's what we're looking at. Backhand runner. Difficult shot this, but probably playing with about 2 yards of weight, so it's quite difficult.
Yes, it has to be very controlled.
I think he's under.
Yeah. That'll take all the weight out of it.
That was the ball that Stuart didn't put in its place, so it proved to be a good blocker, that.
1 shot, Stuart Anderson.
Set score is 2-2 after 3 ends. Jack length 29.5 metres.
Once again, that opening ball, yard short. Stuart's still shaking his head.
Well, he's dropping short like that, especially if he's letting it go, Andy, and thinking he's very close.
Well, he knows that he'll have to improve on the opening ball.
Oh, Alex is just dominating the opening ball exchanges.
I think Alex will be pleased the way he started. Really be playing real good balls in the head. Always most ball within 15 inches. A good standard at the moment from Alex.
One red.
Once again, he's going to face a double.
He can't keep doing that. He'll be in trouble here quickly. Number 2 coming in.
That's finished at 14 into the forehand.
2 red.
Again, he cannot afford to drop short. Needs to hurry.
Short again.
Oh dear.
2 red.
This is building up now. Oh, he's got a choice. Play forehand if he wishes to tidy it up, or just drop another one in the backhand.
Alex has played 2 good balls in the backhand. No reason why he needs to change, but he wants to try to tuck the jack away, make it harder for Stuart.
Depends whether this one gets back or not, and I don't think it is. Now there's gaps and holes, Andy, but Stuart might be tempted with the jack with this runner.
I think he has, and that was the danger in Alex playing the forehand side. He's just created a target, and Stuart won't be short at this.
Oh,
You red.
It's just that big gap on the forehand side. If he's a bit wide, he can come off it, use the ball. So interesting to see what weight he plays this with.
He's still trying to play the draw, so he feels as though Alex's last ball is not in the way.
Got a bit of work to do with this to get inside that red one. If he doesn't make it inside, he's in a heap of trouble. Yeah, that was the danger of that ball with a draw wedge.
3 red.
I think on the forehand, the opposite direction, that ball would have dipped inside, but not coming this way towards the commentary box, and this is a very costly end.
Well, costly end basically been created by Stuart's opening 2 balls, not close enough. And have to try to retrieve the shot, and pushes Alex in for another chance now for Alex to score a full house. Missed opportunity.
Oh, indeed. Still, it's a 3 in the context of this match. That's a
3
big,
shots,
big
Alec
point.
Marshall.
Set score is 5-2 after 4
I
ends.
could understand Stuart with the forehand because there was a big gap to go through with weight. The guys were very confident. There's Stuart's father, Billy. Just to the left of Vince, brother Stephen's there. He's flown over from Northern Ireland.
It's also Stuart's partner, Claire.
It's a family.
Jack length 26.5
Top
metres.
bowler in her own right.
Stephen's a outdoor international for Ireland.
You know him well then, David?
Yep, very good lead. Better first ball for sure.
Needs a few more of these.
12 inches short of Jack High.
12 inches, that poses a problem.
Tempted to play a little bit more weight on the slightly inside line.
He's signalling as though he's gone too high.
Close to getting the edge. Got the edge, but not enough. It was good weight to play it with. That's what he was looking for. Enough weight to hold it up inside for the jack of the bowl. That's a good position now. We'll try and match that. Still needs to be coming through though. Doesn't want to drop it. It's a good ball, Annie, but it's just framing the target.
2 green.
The ball's fallen down, so yes, I agree. I don't think Alex will be short with this one. I think this will be a running ball. Trying to move the jack out into the open. Very close.
Into something. One ball. Yep, there it goes. Now, see what happens. The green ball has stayed within the confines of the rink. And the red ball's
1
gone
green.
deep.
Here we see Alex's third delivery. Hitting the target, taking one out.
Just as well that ball dropped, otherwise the jack was gone.
Yeah, I think it was. Well, Stuart will just be trying to add another here. Stuart won't be happy with that delivery. Chance here for Alex.
Well, again, tempted down this forehand. Play less weight this time.
Yeah, he's got good position, trailing the jack, removing the shot ball. 1 or 2 chances here.
An arriving draw, as we call it. Yeah, I think he's on a perfect line for this. Just to get his own ball or drop inside. Well, that could be the shot.
Stuart has acknowledged that it is the shot. Yes.
1 red.
Yeah, always look good in that line. Confirmation for the crowd acknowledged it.
Timeout called. Stuart has 4 timeouts remaining.
Not a good head this for Stuart. I think it's got to be the backhand, just try to push his own ball up or draw the shot.
Certainly not an easy draw.
Clear run and falls in. Good try.
Good effort.
One shot, Alec Marshall.
Pick up a big count. The whole idea is to follow it up the next end with at least a single, and that's what Alex has done. It's put him into
Set
a
score is
very
6-2
strong
after 5
position
in.
now. 6-2.
Better balls from Stuart that end. Relieved it is into the game now. Alex has started well though.
Jack length 29 metres.
Not sure if Alex's ball just
Small gap.
touched the jack. Certainly looks very close. If it has touched the jack, spray chalk will be applied, indicating that's a toucher. If it goes into the ditch, it stays there. And of course, anything that goes outside the confines of the rink to the sides is dead. But if it goes into the ditch, it must be a toucher to stay. Two balls combination. And I just wonder, should Stuart start attacking things and be a bit more aggressive?
I think so. The way Alex has started, I think he's going to have to try to change the rhythm of this game. He's got a chance here off the ball.
One will go. And the back ball's good.
I'd agree with you, David. That opening ball looks a toucher. I don't think it has been sprayed.
Well, we can't tell from
No.
here. It's just so close.
On red.
Didn't make it for the touch. At that angle, it wouldn't have bounced back.
Yeah, the view that we have got here from the commentary box actually doesn't show us that angle, as it were. However,
Close.
Stuart's close here.
Oh, the edge of the jack would have been really good for him. Well, I think he thought he was down the throat of that one.
Thought he was good. Shaking the head here. This was very close. Half an inch. Sure, actually, haven't I got an angle here? I don't know whether Alex has got another ball on the green apart from the one in his hand. And the shot.
Which means Stuart will be after it.
Correct.
So another one needed. This is looking better. Yeah, all the way. Nicely tucked in behind. Well, Stuart will go for the two goals. He'll try and remove both of them off the ring.
2 red.
Alex's final delivery. Perfect spot. 4 inches behind the jack. He's got to hit this, David, or he's in trouble in this set.
Stop the clock, please.
Oh, mobile phone going off somewhere. So I'll get that sorted very quickly. Always difficult. Large crowd, they are asked to make sure about the mobile phones that are off.
Surely got it this time.
Oh, again, just the one. Oh, they'd have got that just an inch less. The two balls would have disappeared, and he probably would have stayed in for three. As it is,
One shot, Alec Marshall.
set is sliding away.
Set score 7-2 after 6
Just a
ends.
perfect strike, unfortunately. Gets the ball,
And
doesn't
people,
move the
please
jack.
make sure that all my
Unlucky
mobile
Stuart.
phones are
Hit
switched
the
off.
target.
Thank you.
That's all you could ask for.
crowd here at Potter's Resort. It's always the case when it comes to quarterfinals day. But
Jet length 28 and a half
most
metres.
sessions have had big crowds. We have a captive audience in many ways too, Andy, because a lot of them are staying at the venue.
Certainly are. It's doesn't appear to be many spare seats now. And accommodation is full up as well, so it's so popular in these World Championships. Long may they continue.
One red. Two red.
As I say, it's a massive plus for Alex being here. He just feels so comfortable and plays so well at this venue.
Well, I've seen him playing a lot of games this week, and I don't think he's been quite on top form. However,
Inch and a half.
he's certainly shown his class today.
Practically the same.
He was doing this in the mixed pairs in the first couple of games, and I know he was disappointed in the final, but goodness me, he's stepped up again, hasn't he?
He certainly stepped up. I mean, he played well against us in the mixed pairs. I thought he played really well, but he just looks to be really focused. He's absolutely on his game today, putting the balls basically where he wants them to go. Stuart's in trouble here.
Stuart loses this end, the set's virtually gone. Doesn't matter if it's a 1 or 2 or 3, he has to score. And to score, it's going to be a very difficult shot because once again he's got that front one in the way, Andy.
Yes, it's the short opening ball creating the problems. It's so difficult to retrieve the shots when you're having to chase at the head.
Yep, he's on the wrong side of the red, and it's not going to make it any easier. And now he's just pushed that right in tight behind
Two
the
red.
jack, and no way that jack's going through now.
No, and there's no way Alex will be going near this. He'll be keeping away. Happy with the 2. He's covering the spot.
Well, I think he has to place the runner in the backhand and hope that he gets the ball into the jack and maybe it bounces forward or crunches the 2 balls out of the head. But even then, from the mat, he'll probably see half a ball.
I know, it's not much of a target, is it? So it's not an easy shot.
Trying the runner, it looks outside it. Yep, it is.
2 shots, Alec Marshall.
Well, for this
Set
set,
score is
to go into
9-2
the
after 7 ends.
last end, Stuart Anderson's going to have to manage to conjure up a triple from somewhere, and I just be very surprised if he does that. Hasn't really had a sniff of 3 in one end in this match.
Well, Stuart is very capable of scoring multiples, but the way that Alex is
Jack
playing,
length 29 and a
opening
half
ball's
metres.
good, covering balls are good. He's just in total control of this game at the moment.
Once again, trying to get inside that
One
ball
green.
and just not making it back.
15 inches past Jack High.
Stuart Anderson's a very good line player.
I think both players thought their second deliveries were better. They just seemed to hold out slightly. Once again, this is on the high side.
Yep, not making it back.
One green.
Sometimes happens on a fuller length jack. This sometimes just the ball struggled to get back to the centre. This looks a better line.
He's certainly got a chance with this. Needs to stop. Alex would
Two green.
normally just keep with the hand that he's been playing. Option to move to the forehand. You've got a shelf to lie on. See if he just narrows the line very slightly. Looks better.
Number one coming in.
Once again. Whenever he's under pressure at last ball, he just seems to keep the best for last.
He does. Knew he
One
was
red.
2 down. Didn't want to drop a 3. Here we go. Perfect last ball from Alex. The back toucher.
Set lie. This is not easy to get out of when you have to score a treble. Follow it down and try and push it through the head or turn the jack. It's one of those wee inside line running balls that whips away so quickly. Just like that.
One shot and first set to Alec Harlow.
And 10-2. Last end not needed. A comprehensive scoreline, which I have to say, Andy, we did not expect.
No, there's Diane, but I would agree that Alex was good value. That's as good as I've seen him playing. Really excellent first set. He'll be pleased with his form. Stuart basically needs to pick his form up a little bit, get that opening ball closer. Dropping the first ball a yard short, he's going to have to push through.
Jack length 28 metres.
Very capable of giving Alex a run here, but he's got to get the opening 2 balls close.
One red.
Seat. Spin pastel blue. Used to be duck egg blue and powder blue, but I think that's more of a baby blue.
I can't believe you know these colours. What?
I have to research them before I come here.
Do you have a chat with Judy before she goes and sits down there? So that's it.
Always have a chat with Judy.
George the balls.
One red.
short, but it's actually quite useful. Once again, Stewart facing the shot against.
Against, but just a backhand draw. If it's quite as comfortable on this backhand side.
Yes, you have to. You're almost tempted to look for a narrow line, but you really have to push it out. And that's the problem. Once you push it out, if you're overweight, you're gone. It's a no compromise hand, Andy, isn't it?
Certainly is. I mean, the ball on the left of the screen there, that was because Stewart was just trying to find a perfect line, and once you don't find it, you go under. As you say, once you're high, you just don't seem to get back, so it's a difficult side. Chance though. Foot on his last delivery for Alec to open with a double.
Close to it. Not quite. Takes a single.
One shot, Alec Marshall.
Stuart Anderson has scored 2 singles in this match, 10 ends. And while we know Alex is playing very well, he's certainly looking good out there. I would certainly expect Stuart Anderson to have scored more than that in this match because he is a really class player.
Oh,
Jack
certainly
length,
is.
29.5 metres.
Won the world indoor pairs with Darren a few days ago, so he was on form and he was leading exceptionally well. So he's not transferred these leading balls, I'm afraid, onto the green today. Still time, though. Alex didn't like that one. Chance now, Stuart. Chance to get an opening ball good.
So he needs to start getting those front and back touchers in. Well, it's a good start in that he's behind the jack.
18 inches, 20 inches through, so that's shaking the head there. He knows it's just not close enough.
Yeah, it's just too far.
Because right away, Alex has punished him. There it goes.
Good adjustment. Well done, Stuart.
One green. Nearly 2 inches.
The thing about this game is that in these sort of events where the players prepare themselves very well and they're not in any way looked after, they have to decide what's good for them in practice and work their way through any issues.
Individuals to how they prepare. Both players would have prepared well, put the hours of practice in.
One red.
Once again, Alex plays a big ball. Third delivery. Doesn't touch the jack, falls back, gets the shot.
Not giving Stuart an opportunity to settle into anything, to build anything. Little touch on his own ball, or get to the red one would be good. Better to get to the red one and fall back for the double.
Having a look here, touches his own, he could get the shot.
It's on the jack, and that's what it was. It could have cost him an extra one. Yeah, it's just horrible.
2 red.
Oh dear, oh dear. And he's going to be left a very hard shot for the next one.
I think he's going to be left with a drive in a minute, but it was a good ball. Just unfortunate.
Timeout called.
Plenty of timeouts available.
Alec has 4 timeouts
Well,
remaining.
he's just looking at the monitors that are provided at each end, and just to make sure of the angles, and that's what he's looking at the moment.
That's what you'll see from the far end, and I think this ball will be behind Jack or on the respot, will be one or the other.
Absolutely no need to go into it unless he's feeling very confident just to turn the jack for the 3.
I think he is feeling confident. I think he's trying to draw this for 3.
Oh. He realises how difficult it is for Stuart. He doesn't want to set that plant up, and it's don't think it really will come into it. It'll come into the green bowl, but
Well, I don't agree with Alex's last ball. I think he should have been through the head here. Stuart's got a chance here.
yeah, 2 balls will go, or bowl on the jack would be even better. Choices. Well, players have often got choices. He's going for the runner.
It's the target here. He's diving.
Well, there's the front plant, but I don't think it's going to work. No, I didn't think so. It was running off the head. Man.
2 shots, Alec Marshall.
He's keeping Stuart away from the jack as well. Stuart needs to get hold of this jack and try and change the pattern of the game.
Set score 3-0 after 2 ends.
It's Billy and Stephen there. Stuart's girlfriend just to the left of Billy, right in our picture.
They'll be saying, come on, Stuart.
Jack length 28.5 metres.
Billy's a baker by trade, and he always brings things down. And I was looking forward to having one of those little cakes, but I did notice they've all disappeared very quickly.
Yeah, I must admit I haven't sampled any either, but they're always good.
As I say, the gannets descended upon them. And we lost our good busy.
Yes. They're working hard and they're all eating cakes up in the press room.
One red. 8-inch gap.
Stuff, isn't it?
He's playing so well, so well. I'm sure all the other competitors will be looking at this and think, Alex, please go off form a little bit.
Well, he's been forced into the running ball. He's got one again. Just keeps taking the one ball out, and he's not getting the full connections for both.
He's facing problem after problem.
Well, there's a lot of learning in a game like this for anyone watching who's aspiring to be a top player. And this is the level that you have to get to be a world champion. It can be done, but we have to bear in mind that Alex is the most successful at it.
Oh, it certainly is. I mean, this is basically the
Red.
pinnacle of our sport, really. This is where you want to produce it. Big audience, TV. It's the greatest place in the world to play great balls. However, in Stuart's case, when you're struggling, it could also be the worst place in the world. So I don't think at the moment Stuart will be enjoying this too much.
Well, he's digging in, trying to get something a bit special. I think it's just under by a fraction. It is. And that's a hard shot he's been forced into, and Alex will try and cover those 2 balls just to make it even more difficult.
I agree, David. Stuart gets forced into play awkward shots, and the carpet's unforgiving when you're having to play the perfect balls.
Doesn't make me feel so bad losing to him in the pairs.
Well, you had a tight game with him, didn't you? He must have had enough day that day.
Oh. Played one of his forehand basers again. He's so good at it.
I know. He had a good game.
Just needs to hurry. Just a little bit short. Might be a double low, and that adds even
Two
more
red.
pressure on.
I think it does. I'm sure it's two.
Oh, it's two. And again, Stewart, you know, if he gets a jack, he guarantees a 3, I think. But if he misses, well, he's 5-0 down.
Well, I think it may be easier here to be positive rather than play the perfect ball. Ah, well played, Stuart.
One shot, Stuart Anderson.
Set score
Catches
3-1
both
off the
balls
3
out,
ends.
Takes 2 out, gets the shot, back on the board. Good strike, Stuart.
As you were saying, Andy, stayed away from the very difficult, subtle shot and decided more power was better. But you could hear with the crowd's reaction, it's not so much a sympathy reaction, it's more a matter of they know
Jack Leg,
Stuart's very,
28.5
very
metres.
good. And they just want a really tough match.
Yes, I think they do. I think they just want to see a long game here. They don't want to see Alex running away with it.
Started before the ball had even arrived.
Yeah, I think the audience could see that that ball was just going to be very close. Still shaking on the head, so not quite sure why.
Oh yeah, just keep it all tight. There it is, coming in for a really good close ball. Oh, drops back, he'll get the shot. Stuart Anderson had a white flag, you'd be tempted.
One red.
That was just an unbelievable result.
Sorry, Stuart. No, Alex bowl's touching. Your bowl is nearly 2 inches.
Dear, oh dear.
What a result, wasn't it?
Oh, just to fall back. He fell back on the ball, not even the jack, Andy, and it's like Stuart must be thinking, what on earth have I got to do?
I'm sure he has once again forced into the running ball. Looks to be under.
Not much, but it creates a much bigger problem for him now because he's only got the one ball there. It goes again and flicks that out. Maybe a few shots down. Alex just checking a ball, which is make sure it's actually on the rink or not. He's saying he thinks it's in.
Just get umpire to check it, Alec.
Yeah, we'll just get to. There is a green ball lurking at the back. Alex is having a good look at it. They might need a telescopic sight for this. It's a bit of a disturbance in the play, but it has to be checked because it could actually be vital where it's finished.
I think it has, it's honestly.
Here we go, the telescopic sight. And this was introduced, and people may think this is unusual and a rare piece of apparatus, but it is rare that it's used, but it's been around a long time. Yep, ball is in. That's checked very quickly by Alan Thornhill. It's a telescopic sight on a
5
tripod.
inches short of Jack high.
First introduced in 1989.
The gap's 2 inches.
1989.
Yes, I didn't think about that for a second. Yes, there was a bit of a problem in 86 with something. Or sorry, 88 and something, and they brought it in 89.
Your knowledge is unbelievable.
Tucked away in the depths, Andy.
Yes, I'm impressed. Well, Stuart, do you gamble? Try to take your own ball out. The danger here, David, is he could easily remove his own. Drop a 4. I don't think he can afford to do that here now.
Can't afford to go for it. Would love to, but can't afford it. Just have to draw into this and try and do what Alex did, really fall back on the jack.
Yes, even dropping a 1 is not a disaster. He couldn't afford to drop a 4.
Just over it. He's not going to make it for the shot room. Alex might be tempted to walk away from this. Just take the 1.
The way he's playing today, Alex, I think he's gone down here with confidence to draw another.
The way he's playing today, he could put 2 inside that. But he has to be a little bit careful. He doesn't want to give the shot away. 4-1's a very nice lead when your opponent's chasing the set.
Is it called timeout? Yeah.
He's not going to bother. I was just thinking about it on the way up. Didn't even bother with the timeout, just decided.
One shot, Alec Marshall.
Well, he really is on touchstone here, both thinking about the game and playing it.
He's got all the answers today. 4-1's a good lead. He knows if he scores over the
Set
next
score
couple of
4-1
ends,
after
he's
4
getting
ends.
close to winning this match.
Someone's feeling guilty outside. We've just been delivered some absolutely lovely cakes that Stuart's father Billy has produced.
Javelin for 28.5
No
metres.
doubt we will enjoy those at a later stage, Andy.
Yes, I don't think we'll start eating them now, but I must admit that they are fantastic. They look lovely.
Yes.
They've not all been eaten. Feeling sorry for us here in the box.
Every time Alex misses one, you sort of think, Stuart, you really need to make this close, and that's adding even more pressure onto the Ayrshire man.
I think it is. He knows it's got to be good. Everybody would be surprised to see
3 inch
Alex
gap.
with his next delivery beating that. It's been the pattern.
One green.
Made the 2, but it's opened the jack
Slightly
up.
favoured to Alec, but it's close for the second.
Fair call. Of course, marker cannot
Yes.
see our rings.
This will be an attacking ball from Alex. The draw is not available. He's close.
Stun and run.
Oh,
Yeah. The stun and run shot brings him onto the jack. If he was a little bit tighter, he was taking the 2
One
balls
red.
out. The whole idea for Alex there was just make sure he got something out of it.
There he goes, just next to jack. Enough to score the shot.
On another day, you play that, you get the ball and you run on through without the touch. But you create, in many ways, your own amount of luck by how well you're playing. And there's, I can't imagine anybody living with Alex out there at the moment.
No, I'd agree. He's just been playing the perfect match. Confident Stuart Anderson would have drawn that.
He's just under so much pressure. He really is.
3. 4.
He can play away on his favoured forehand if he so desires. And there's the option of the backhand, which is wide open. He'll be taking a timeout on this.
Timeout called. Alec has 3
The
timeouts
advantage
remaining.
of the forehand, Andy, is if Alex wanted to play it, is if he could pop one in just in front of the green and hide things. The backhand is there, and if he touches the jack, brings it into this position, he makes a 3. So,
Yes, I don't think it's any hand favours the shot here. I think it's down to Alex what he prefers. Looks like he's going backhand. He might. I think he's playing to draw the shot. I don't think he's looking at a deep ball. Yeah, I thought the deep ball was an alternative. I think he has gone for that.
well, he had nice weight to turn the jack, I have to say. And I was also saying to Stuart Anderson, you're going to have to draw this because you cannot afford to play weight. You take your own ball out, you're in a heap of trouble.
Yeah, backhand draw. Can't afford to do anything else.
It's
Can't
there.
afford to take your own ball out.
That's close
Or
for
there.
second, Stuart.
But the big danger is running for the jack. He's got the back position, but I don't think he can use it.
Timeout called. Stuart has 3 timeouts remaining.
Oh, wow.
dear, he's running at
Oh,
this.
this
Wow.
is so risky.
Stuart, you take your green ball out,
Oh.
you're almost going to lose this game.
He's got a heap of trouble here. Oh, my
Got away
goodness
with
me.
that. He got away with that big time.
Did he ever? Did he ever? And that's surely Stuart Anderson has lost the confidence in the draw.
1 shot, Stuart Anderson.
Yeah, Alex kicking the ball out, and you got away with that. Took his ball out, he was 7-1 down, and that was game over.
Can't believe
Set
he
score is
played that
4-2
shot.
after 5 ends.
Well, he did play it with very controlled weight, but he still had enough to do the damage.
Oh well, here we see the ball. It looked to me as if he was slicing the green out of the head. Catches the jack.
Picked up the jack on the way past.
Well, maybe it is time to gamble a little bit.
I tell you what, if
Jack
he
leg,
wins the next 3 or
29.5
4
metres.
hands and wins this set, that will be the key ball.
Certainly will. Well, he's kept his length 29.5. I don't know whether that to me is the right tactic. I know it's his favoured length, but he just seems to be losing out to Alex on this length. From the others, it's a foot down. I'd expect Alex to beat that. Alex is just loving this full length jack. He's got to try to change it about a bit.
1 red.
Balls are ideally suited. And Stuart will know that if he goes much shorter, if he goes to the minimum 23-24, well, there's very few people, other than maybe Paul Foster, that can match Alex at that distance.
Yeah, but I think sometimes you've got to try things in a game, especially when you're doing it well. And it's a good recovery.
1 green.
Very close.
Oh, he's got the jack. Stuart Anderson sitting there saying to himself,
2 red.
what on earth have I got to do here?
Well, this is just
It's
this
6
is a
inches short
difficult
of jack
shot on his
high.
forehand. He plays it to perfection. Once again, forcing Stuart into the heavy ball.
Has to arrive at his own and come back.
He's got a chance here off his own wing ball. But these runners have often been under.
I think he's better this time. Ball on the ball. Oh, he's just run away from it again.
Good hit.
Good hit, a remarkable hit, but you can see by the reactions and still the shot down.
1 red.
What am I meant to do?
Well, he's brought it out into the open. He's given himself a chance.
Yeah, unless Alex puts this one on the top of the jack, then he's in even more trouble.
He's just going to go off the head a little bit. It's another shot. Perfect weight. But then once again, it's another pressure shot.
It is.
And Stuart Anderson doesn't show pressure very much. He really doesn't. Just keeps very calm, gets on with it. There's some players where you can tell, Andy, that they're just starting to fold, but that's not the case with Stuart. He needs a length bowl though. Can't afford to be short.
Shot ball coming in.
You get a good close ball on the backhand.
1 green.
Here we see the last delivery from Stuart. To draw within 18 inches, draws the winner. However, Alex has got a good shot here.
If he turns a jack for 3, I think Stuart Anderson will just run for the hills with the white flag.
Alex is looking at this.
Oh, he's trying for the ball. And he's got the ball.
Got it.
Oh, look at that. Oh, 1 out. Looking at the second. 2 out.
2 shots, Alec Marshall.
Oh, that was just amazing. I thought he's playing so well, and you'd think he'll just draw the jack, but like to go for that shortish ball.
Set score is 6-2 after 6 ends.
Perfect, didn't he? I mean, he had a chance, ball or jack. It was quite a big target.
It's outrageous, isn't it?
Yes, he's playing really good.
Brilliant stuff. Absolutely brilliant stuff. You know, it's. And he caught the green ball, caught one of the red ones on the way through. If it had gone through clean, it would have been
Jack
3.
length 28.5 metres.
Stuart needs the score here. Taking the end here. Keep himself in it.
Well, to be fair to Stuart, he's doing everything he possibly can.
Just one of these days that basically he's just been outballed.
And that does not happen too often.
No, it doesn't.
Two red.
I think the interesting thing for me, Andy, in this game is Alex has said, right, okay, I played the big bowls in the last match against Mark Dawes, where Mark was playing exceptionally well and could easily have won the match. But this match, I'm going to force my opponent to do that. And he's come out of the
16
blocks
inches short
with
of
all
Jack
guns
high.
firing and everything's working.
It certainly has. This is perfect display from Alex. He'll be delighted with his performance, and in a way he'll be hoping he's not peaked too early. If he gets through this game, there's still 2 more games to get through, so but this has been an excellent display.
Yeah. Just needs to pass the green one. Not this time. I just wonder, will Stuart go for the 2 balls?
Well, I think he tried to draw with the last one. He might be tempted now.
I think he should. He should drive the 2 out. Yep, going for them. just been on the inside of a lot of his running balls.
Close.
Got the jack. Yep, and the run through. Yep, red ball in the ditch. Now this gives him a chance because he's lying a couple. We'll just wait now. There's the marker going on for the jack. Now let's see if the red ball's taken away. It should be. Yep, there it goes. 2 green. Now no matter where Alex puts this ball, Stuart will be after it if it's the shot. Alex will try and draw the shot, but at the same time try and hide the ball. Welcome to the world of flat green tactics. Now if he's not up, oh, is he going to make it? Don't think so.
1 red.
Oh, he has. Jack's off at an angle there. You can see it.
I was going to say, David, in a strange way, it's probably a better shot as it's not too close to the jack, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tempting Stuart into drawing it.
Correct.
And it's very drawable the way it sits. I think he's well angled across. Yep, he is. I'm going to try and draw this, I think. Nope, he's going for it. Oh, is he under? Needs full contact.
He's got it.
Oh dear, oh dear. Made contact and put it onto his own green ball. Yep. It's one of those days.
Alex 7-2 ahead.
1
Looking
shot,
good.
Alec Marshall.
Set score is 7-2 after 7 ends.
Well, he's one of those players, Alex Marshall, if you don't get him in the first round, he just gets better and better and better. And I have to say, though, this is probably the best I've seen him.
I would agree. I think he's been flawless. It's just been
Jack length 28.5
great
metres.
display, drawing balls. As I say, I watched him in practice prior to the game, and he was playing well in practice. So that is not always an indication that you're going to play well in the game, but he's carried it on. And, certainly now looking very good for a semi-final spot.
The only player who can get close to Alex is Paul Foster. He has 4 singles. He's a little bit younger, but not by much, and he'll be trying very, very hard to get close to Alex's record of 6 at the moment, but Paul's away home this year, and Alex is still going very strong indeed.
Yes, Paul made an early exit to Matthew Ory. Talented young English player playing tonight, playing David Gurley. Should be a good game.
Second goal collection. A couple already.
2 red.
Stuart Anderson has to score 2 shots in this end. We continue to the 9th and final end, and then he'll need a 4. So realistically, Andy, probably 3 minimum to give him any sort of an outside chance.
Yes, I would agree, but once again, Alex is line 2. He'll go for cover. Forcing
Yes, it is.
Stuart
It's
to play
1 ball short.
the awkward shot.
Fifteen ends played in this match so far. Stuart Anderson has scored 4 singles. Hard to believe.
Hard to believe the way he's been playing, Stuart. I'm afraid in sport, sometimes we have an off day. I'm afraid Stuart's had one of these.
I actually don't think he's played that bad at times. I just think he's just been constantly under pressure.
Yeah, I think that's the bottom line.
Needs an edge to straighten him. Well, I think that look on Stuart Anderson's face just about sums up the match.
I think so.
Oh, yep. One of those days.
One of these days, forget about it. Talented player, he'll be back.
But I still think it's Alex has generated this with Stuart. I think he would have played a lot better if he hadn't been under just so much pressure. And
Timeout called.
Alex looking to see what he's going to do. He's got
Alex
the
has
back
2
covered.
timeouts remaining.
He's lying the 2. He knows Stewart has to score at least 2. So he's lost 1 in the ditch. If he split the 2 green balls on the forehand or rested one of them, that would be it, I think.
So David, he knows that Stewart's got to play the hard, difficult 4 feet, 5 feet away, so he knows that the chances of getting trail here are difficult. Yep, good ball.
It's the one he's after, the green ball, just try and split them. You know, he didn't even get to the front of the one or behind the other one. You know, we say up here he splits them, he splits them. You know, it's just, God, it's outrageous, it really is.
Well, I'll be interested to hear Alex's comments actually after the game here as to how he thought he performed, because I don't think he could have played much better.
Well, you know, we can be very critical up here about lots of people playing, but at the same time you have to praise people. And they're playing well. Stewart just trying to get the edge of the ball if he can onto the jacks. Not going to work this time.
2 shots, second set, and match to Alec Marshall.
There comes a time when players play at the very height or even beyond that you think they can play. Acknowledging her husband's efforts today, but I think if anybody even thought about not giving Alex the praise he deserves after that, they're just mad.
Exactly. No, it was a flawless performance, absolutely fantastic. And you know, he's certainly put down a key to everybody now that this is my form, and if anybody's going to be playing like that, they're going to have to take this trophy away from me. He's playing really well though.
Well, lots of good balls played in this match, and someone from Stuart Anderson, I have to say, he was just under so much pressure by the master. And 2, Stuart Anderson's last ball, proving he's here to make a game out of it. And then N6, Alex Marshall dropping in behind to make the double and really put the pressure on. Once again, last ball draw for Alex Marshall. Secured the set into the second set. Stuart Anderson, well, just very unlucky. Turned his own ball, give an extra shot away. And once again, playing good ball, Stuart Anderson. Oh, that was a risky shot, but he got away with it, but it kept him in the set. And Alex Marshall, N6, playing it through, controlled weight, took all the sting out of Stuart Anderson. Stuart Anderson's a fantastic player, but on the day, it just didn't happen. 10-2, 9-2. Ends 1. Oh my goodness, look at the shot scored, 19-4. Well, praise is due, and you have to give it to Alex Marshall. I don't think he's played better, and it's probably what he'll acknowledge.
Well, I will ask him that very shortly, Corky, but first of all we're going to talk to Stuart Anderson, who had a close-up view of the way Alex played today. Stuart, I suppose some people would say that it wouldn't have mattered how well you played when you're up against a man in the kind of form that Alex was today.
No, to be fair, I don't really know what to say about it. Alex was unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. And every time I lay, I thought, now we boost, get us a lot. Next ball, then he beats you. What can you do? But fair dues to Alex, that was some performance.
It was some performance. Up in the commentary box, the guys were saying that's as good as they think. They've seen it, they are the experts, of course, Alex. And how would you assess your own performance today?
Yeah, I just says to Stuart there about 20 seconds ago, I think that's the best I've performed on the portable rink. I've had many great occasions here.
You've won 6 titles. That was the best performance today?
Yes, I would say it was. You know, I kind of dominated. I was getting my first ball in a lot of times. I mean, Stuart was getting in. I was always beating him, but you know, I felt so comfortable out there, and I felt like I could have beat anything today, to be honest. But you know, Stuart's a fantastic player. Just wasn't at his best today. But you know, Stuart will be back. You know, he'll win this tournament again sometime. But I'm, you know, over the moon getting back to the semi-final again.
A very different match today from your previous one, where you had to dig very deep. How do you switch from one to the other?
No, it's hard. You know, as I said in my interviews, I take one game at a time. You know, that's all you can do. But you know, I'm just confident in my own ability and what I do. So you know, from the word go, right from the very start, if I can play my best, I know I'm hard to beat.
I know you say you take it one game at a time. Does it ever enter your head that it's just 2 matches away from a potential 7th title?
Not at all. I'm not going to change it. It's another game tomorrow. Robert Paxton's been brilliant, so it'll be another tough game. But if I can perform like that, then I'll give myself every chance.
Alex, congratulations. It was wonderful watching. Stuart, commiserations. And as Alex says, hopefully we'll be back once again. And now we're going to concentrate on our next matchup here on the Blue Rink, and it's an all-Cambridgeshire clash between former champion Greg Harlow. He won this title here in 2010. He's also a Potters ambassador and part of the furniture at this famous venue.
The Bowls ambassador here at the Potters Resort, and basically my role is we have 30 weeks of bowling breaks, midweek bowling breaks, which run from Monday to Friday. We get between 300 and 500 bowlers turn up on the Monday. My job is to help set up and oversee the running of that tournament, as well as running obviously the competition. We've set up a new Potters Bowl shop, which we have about 200 sets of bowls plus all the shoes and clothing and so forth in. And if that's not enough, we tend to run 1 or 2 cruises around the Med and around Britain, and we take groups from around Britain to play against local teams in Spain, Portugal and Ireland. Keeps us very busy. Okay, we're now into the bowl shop. This is our full range of bowls here, and this is one of the latest bowls. They've now got one running down. I think you love to go around each of those progress. We run a youth tournament here as well, so we're trying to help the youth in bowls. So in any which way we are looking to promote bowls in this area and also in the rest of the country. This season has been good to me so far. I've been on a good run. I obviously won the first ranking event of the season, one up in Scotland, which gives you a lot of confidence. So on that side of things, I'm playing well, feeling confident. On the downside, very, very rare for someone to win 2 tournaments back to back. So I know there's a slight negative side there, but it was over a month ago, so I've put that on my head. Now just concentrating on the next match. Obviously, before I started working here, the biggest tournament of the year was always the World Championship at Potters. You always got butterflies as you were driving here. I still get them when I'm driving here to come to the tournament. And this is what I put all the practice in to try and play my best bowls at this tournament. Best memories in the game is 2010 when I lifted the trophy. Would love to do it again. Ultimately, that is my ultimate aim, is to win the World Championships for a second time.
And Greg is up against someone that he knows very well in Nicky Brett, who was voted Player of the Year in 2015 and plays for the Huntingdon Bowls Club. He's seeded number 2, got to the semi-finals here in 2010, and he's also pairs partner and very good friend of Greg Harlow.
Feeling pretty good. It's obviously nice to be in the quarter-final and, you know, playing reasonably okay. I think there's room for improvement, probably need for improvement, certainly with the next round. So, yeah, feeling all right. Being world number 1 and not won the world title is always one of those things that doesn't really go together. But as for my record here, yeah, it probably doesn't read very good. But my performances here, I'm reasonably happy with. I've just lost to someone, people, either the year they've won it in the later stages, or they played fantastic to beat me. So, not too disappointed with that. Yes, my record I'm disappointed with, but hopefully, when my turn comes, if it comes, I'll be ready to grab it. Playing Greg today, my world pairs partner, and we probably know as much about each other's game as Alex and Paul do about each other, I would say. So it's going to be massively difficult for both parties. He knows what I want to play, I know what he wants to play. I'm sure tactically he'll try something a little different, as he did against Darren. And there's not going to be much in it, I wouldn't have said, unless somebody plays badly, but I doubt that'll happen, hopefully. So yeah, it's going to be difficult. Went to play with Greg 16 years ago, probably some youngster that could play all the shots, but playing them all at the wrong time. He's shown me how to play, when to do it, what to do, when to do it, you know, and all sorts of other different things. So yeah, it's going to be very difficult, to say the least.
Yes, and David Corkill alongside me here ringside. Have you had to play many matches against someone that you would consider a very good friend, and how difficult was that for you?
Yes, that is very much the case, because you know each other's play, Rishi, and because of that, you're sort of thinking, well, he knows exactly what I'm going to play 1, 2, 3, 4 bowls ahead, and that makes it very hard. But at the same time, you're relaxed with each other as well.
This is a tight matchup. Greg, of course, is a former champion. Nicky was voted Player of the Year last year by other players on the tour. That's quite an accolade.
Absolutely, because whenever you're recognised by your peers, you know, that really hits home more than anything else, because they know you. They know you on the green and off the green, and that makes a big difference.
How do you see this one going?
Well, last game Greg was very, very good against Darren Burnett, and I don't think Nicky's hit form yet. At the moment, I would say actually that Greg's going into this slight favourite based on the last 2 matches. But he is the world number 1.
Indeed, this is a cracking matchup between Greg Harlow and Nicky Brett. Let's not keep the players waiting any longer. Let's join our MC, Richard Beck.
So one of the most naturally gifted players on the circuit, a former world indoor singles and reigning Scottish Open champion, it's Potter's very own Greg Harlow! And this world number 1 has proven time and time again what a formidable opponent he can be. A former world indoor pairs and Scottish International Open champion, it's Nick Brett!
A reminder, keep sending us your tweets, just hashtag them BBC Bowls. We'll do our very best to answer as many of them as possible. When Corky gets back up into the commentary box, he will have noticed that Andy Thompson has stepped out and Robert Paxton has stepped in.
Thank you, Rishi. It's always good to be in top of who's going to sit beside me that way. Robert, excuse that.
Yeah.
Never quite know who's going to be in here when you walk in. But that's okay.
29 metres. Yep, and you got nice to see you got your breath back after the little jog up the stairs.
As I was saying in the interview, Rob, I don't think there's much between these 2 players, but Greg was so good in his last match against Darren.
Yeah, I mean, Greg to beat Darren was a superb performance. I mean, Darren certainly been up to the level to play the tournament so far. Haven't missed a thing. Greg's certainly focused. Obviously coming away from Scotland with a win up there.
I still think Nicky's trying to get to his best form. He's getting through matches and playing well, but just hasn't found top form.
Yeah, but you say you don't want to hit too much early form, early doors. You want to build up through each round, really. It's all about the main things, just getting through the games.
Greg knew that Darren would be a tough game, but I think he'll see this one as, you know, the most difficult, simply because of the knowledge that Nick Brett has of his play.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just that. I mean, these 2 guys have played so many years together at club level, international level. They know the games inside out, and they're best mates off the green as well, so it does make things a little bit harder out there.
only had
Two
the
red.
opportunity to play a couple of practice ends. Would have been practicing earlier today, of course, but Greg Harlow right into it. Yep. Good ball. Right on it. Little touch of the jack may not have helped, but I think he's hanging over the shot.
One green.
Greg might have a look at this. Might be tempted early.
This one. 3 feet.
Alan Thornhill, our marker for this match. Greg coming up to have a look. He's going to use an early timeout.
Timeout called. Greg has 4 timeouts remaining.
Yeah, look at this in the backhand as well. Robert, you know, he plays the backhand, he can drop in off the ball into there if he wants. Now there's a forehand running shot available if he really wants to play it, but it's very early.
Knowing Greg, forehand runner, he does like them. He doesn't miss many of them.
No, and it's possible to get the 2 balls the way they're sitting.
Good opportunity, front bowl solid, both bowls away.
Just depends on how he feels. Not surprised he's staying to the draw. It's only the 1 shot, and he can get the shot off the back ball. Tell you what, he's close here. Just needs to bend. Perfect weight for it, but didn't get back. Same shot for Nicky.
Chance for Nick. If Nick can get onto the red and drop, he could even score a treble out of this. The way that hand does drop at the end, he can get round to it.
Again, just needs to drop. Not going to make it down in time.
One shot, Nick Brett.
Disturbance in the crowd, and the players will just take a moment to make sure everything's okay. Just take a moment or two. It's disturbance in the arena. We'll sort that out. But just going through some of the tweets here, Robert, as well, and Stephen Robinson. If Alex Marshall continues that form, nobody will be taking the trophy from him this year.
Yeah, I mean, I missed Alex's game this afternoon, but apparently he was on top form. But so it is hard if he's played that well to potentially keep it going. But I mean, the guy's class act, so I mean, he can keep those performances going. Yes,
we're getting a few more coming through from different people in different areas as well. And a new favourite spectator sport for Tyler Johnson. Welcome to the fold of indoor bowls.
Sell them, please.
And then, of course, we get, are they players supplied by the bowls? Well, the answer is yes, most of the time. The top 16 would certainly have those bowls supplied to them in different colours.
Yeah, most players do have the bowls, but they do supply bowls for qualifiers and that, so there is a selection here as well for all the qualifiers to use, and a lot of the top 16 players still use ball sets as well.
Yes. Well, we're back in play again. Always good to have those questions coming through on the tweets. back in action, and Greg Harlow settled down with the first ball immediately, and Nicky Brett, 2 short ones.
Yeah, he struggled a little bit with that last night. He played a few, that sort of 18-inch under the pace. He managed to get out of trouble with his third and fourth last night against Les. Greg again, he certainly dropped into it early.
2 red.
Greg will like the idea of, oh, there's a little disturbance there, just reset. Nicky's so quick, he's got plenty of time. Yes, Greg. The advantage now is you start getting into the matches day after day after day. Good ball by Nicky. He's just going to drop away, is he? Nope, stayed up for the shot. That's a great effort.
1 green.
And of course, Greg works here, the Potter's Resort, so if he's not on the green, he might be out doing some work or taking a slight break, but the opportunities for practice are many, and of course players are staying here as well, so they've got plenty of time.
Yeah, it probably helps Greg in a way now he is working here, because he's got things to do when he's not playing. Like sort of players themselves that have been here for sort of a couple of weeks, you're practicing, watching bowls, that's it really. So it's just like a normal day to Greg really. And obviously Kate sat in the back of the crowd keeping an eye on Greg.
So a little tap on the green ball on the jack to make the 3 for Greg. No danger in this match, or in this particular shot. He's right on the corner edge to try and hold the ball up on the narrow line.
Going firm, looking for jack and bowl in the ditch.
Front ball. Well, oh, that will drop back again. Nearly got it on the run through, but it was the perfect shot to play. Still 1 to Nick. Nope, he made it.
1 shot, Greg Harlow.
Result in the end.
Set score 1-1 after 2 ends.
A little surprised at that, just the way the ball just come across at the angle. We are not always able to tell. So, good result for Greg. He was in the area.
Jack length 28 metres.
Tweets have been coming in. We've got one from Chris Lambert saying, "Good luck, Greg, from all the children in year 6 at Hopton Primary." Time to have a big cheer, Hopton Primary. Should be nearly finished their classes shortly, I'm sure.
One green.
Well, Craig following this one. Usually don't come up unless they're pretty certain they're going to get the shot.
It's a lot better this one. That's a great shot.
He was close. Always the case with the players, and the player knows when the ball goes in the hand. If it's close or not.
He's going to be tempted down the fork, looking straight through the port.
Has to make the gap. Oh, 2 edges and the jack all the way through. Well, again, he was in the area.
So many chances down through that, to be honest.
I was always going to bring him into his own 2 bowls, but I think the carry through was the bonus. A little acknowledgement of a bit of luck there. Top players very aware of the etiquette of the game. It's fair to say at the very top level of any sport they're aware of that, or most sports.
Greg's just pushed through that one.
1 green.
Good chance for Nick to add a second here. She's done.
Got 2 shots, Nick Brett.
A lot of people might think, well, you don't lift a jack until your opponent comes up, but with these 2, it's not an issue. In particular,
Set score
it's
1-3 after 3 ends.
Greg's prerogative is as the player to take that jack because he was losing the shots, so no problem. But they're good friends, and they'll keep the game moving. They're both very quick.
Jack length 28.5 metres.
Harlow in close to that first bowl. He's had a good season already, Greg, and his ranking will come up, no doubt about that. So the number 10 at the moment. After winning the Scottish International Open, that will change, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's going to make a good climb up the rankings. Certainly, probably in the top handful by the end of, certainly by the end of this tournament, and probably by the end of the season. Nick here, that's a great shot.
Probably dropping in the front of the red ball, but it makes the back ball look
1 green.
very useful now.
2.5 inches.
This will just be a draw because Greg starts to attack this. The front ball will go with the jack. So no value in coming through. It's only the 1 in it. That might provide a shoulder for him. What do I mean by a shoulder is any ball that's in the vicinity of the jack but a little bit wide. It can be short, it can be a little bit heavy or jack high, but that provides a shoulder to come off the bowl onto the jack, widens the target.
Gives Nicky a bit of a guide here now, just looking to drop off Greg's last bowl.
A bit like snooker when there's a ball beside the pocket, just you'll hear people say it makes the pocket look bigger, gives the option of the shot of coming off the adjacent ball. Well, it's the same in bowls.
Greg will probably have a look at this angle, see what what's happening with the plant.
Might be tempted here, Rob, to play the runner, getting onto the ball, push it all the way through and hope for a good result. Just the one down, but he has got 2 seconds now. Well, staying on the draw. I can't blame him on that. Again, there's a ball just a little bit short to come off. It's just hard to get back. That's all on that side. Yeah, just struggling to get back into centre rink.
One shot, Nick Brett.
Set score 1-4 after 4 ends.
Coloured bowls. Very, very popular now, from the early composite ones, which were
Length
mainly
26.5 metres.
and brown. All sorts of colours now, and we'll not go through them all, but and of course before that, many years ago, it was a lignum vitae. That was ceased back in the 30s in Australia when it became so expensive to bring in the lignum vitae wood, that forced to look at alternatives, and a Dunlop company stepped in and started making bowls made of a composite material. Needs must, as they say. Probably saved a lot of trees.
Greg's certainly for winning the battle at the moment with the opening bowls. Just putting a bit of pressure on Nick.
One red.
Good openers there from Greg.
Crowd really interested in this game. We always knew it was going to be good and it was going to be close. Just felt that Nick had to step up a little bit to cope with the way Greg was playing in the last match. At the moment, it's a good
Favour
battle.
2, Greg. It's close to a second.
Nick's had to do a lot of work with his third and fourth bowl so far to get this lead. Knowing Nicky, he might not be afraid to have a little run down the forehand at this.
The only thing, he can't afford to be as wide. He doesn't want to take his own ball out, because the angle of that sitting, he could also take the back one away. But there's no guarantee on this one. Still looks like a good draw to me. Sticking with the draw. This backhand holds off, so
all on pace.
Yeah, he's got the line.
Oh, he's drawn it.
Will he go through the gap? And he drop back, and a little touch on the flag. That might help with his other goal.
One green.
Not an easy shot for Greg now. I think he's just got to follow the draw down.
Often think that's just a standard sort of draw shot, Rob, but we know what that backhand's like, and it's not easy. Rob going, Greg going for the runner. Interesting choice. Oh, what a result out of that. Keep them all while you can.
2 shots, Greg Harlow.
Set score 3-4 after 5 ends.
That was actually massive. In the context of the match.
Oh, definitely. Oh, if he doesn't get that contact like that, you're looking at a 5-1 down.
That was a great rock and roller, that one. Just a rock into the head with a few yards of weight and see what happens.
Jack length 29.5 metres.
But a ball like that is, if you're in the area, you've always got a chance.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many bowls in the head there as well.
Luck can even out over a match, doesn't always. Both players have had a little bit of fortune in this match.
Both been in the target area, but just got maximum results, really.
Yep.
Better opens from Nicky there.
Very close to the jack.
One green.
A large amount of the crowd can see the angle of that ball coming in. You push the ball out wide in that backhand, about 2/3 of the distance when the bias starts to take effect. Here it comes now, and that's Greg's up with this one. Or sorry, Nicky's up with this one, just dropping short. Give Greg another chance at this. The balls are in the computerized way they're made now, and it's all to do with the shape of the ball regarding the bias. Many years ago they used to put a weight in, help the ball back, but that was a century or two ago. Close again.
Same bowl, I think.
Less weight, and it still didn't get back, even though it came all the way around the inside. Looked perfect.
One green.
It'll be a very careful draw for Nick here. Might even be tempted on the forehand.
As I say, safe draw, turnover. Drop off Greg's last. No danger then. They can make sure, be a positive draw now. Pretty good.
Oh, he's very close.
Oh, great shot.
That is a super ball. Really is to make a double there. And it was not easy, and certainly I wouldn't have called it as a spare opportunity.
2 shots, Nick Brett.
Set score 3-6
It wasn't
after
an easy
6
spare,
ends.
but at this level and the stage of the tournament, you've got to be making those.
Yes, many years ago they were still making the presentation sets of balls with the lignum vitae with little silver insets that were engraved and put on a plinth. People used them as usually something were given out to officials after many years of service. And beautiful they were too, to say.
Gap is 3.5 inches.
And moving on to the Phenolic resin, of course, the composite. Really changed the bowls considerably. They're all matched sets of 4. Very consistent. Dropped away. Close though.
2.
Still 2 to green. Greg has to score this end. I think Greg will be tempted with the runner here. Doesn't matter where Nick's last ball goes.
Definitely. Nick's close again, isn't he?
Oh yes. Oh, Greg will be right down at this. It's on his favourite forehand as well. He hits very well on the forehand.
3 green.
High percentage of success. Backhand's also available, but the forehand offers the 3 bowls out of the head. Doesn't play with big weight. This looks good.
It's all on contacts now.
Yep. Always look good. He's lost his own ball on the side of the rink. That won't really matter. It'll come down to the last 2 bowls. Nick will lie 1. But be trying to get this one about 2 to 3 feet away actually would be good, because I'll put the pressure on Greg whether to go for second or not. 2 feet away will be a very tempting proposition. Needs to stop.
Very good.
Very good. And the trouble was, if Greg tried to beat that, he could easily drop in and lose a double.
Distance is 15 inches.
State of the set. He almost needs to be winning the end.
Well, he'll give it a chance, but he'll be careful not to drop into the ditch.
Oh, he's given this a great effort.
Oh, he's
drawn it.
But also next ball is a straighter ball. I think it's 1 to green. Well, give him a good look.
Problem here as well is the ditch, obviously. Always lose a little bit.
Yeah. So it's all down to the angles as well, and Mike Davies will come out to sort this out with Alan Thornhill. And this is a very, very important measure.
You tend to lose a little bit more on the measure the straighter the bowl is, I always find. So Greg might gain a fraction from this.
Nick's having a look there to see, what do you think? I don't think you could see for sure, but see which bowl's pushed out. Yeah, green bowl. I think it's one of those.
One shot, Nick Brett.
Couldn't walk away from it. Probably favoured Nick's bowl. So Still not over the line though. 7 up with 2 ends to go. And Greg picks a double up here. He's in a good position to get something out of the set.
Shot length 28.5 metres.
Underneath this portable rink is the international arena, full green bowls where you can play. There's multiple rinks, there's 7 rinks I think are available.
I actually played here once, national finals actually. It was our national inter-club finals, the Denny Cup.
Lovely venue for that, I would have thought.
Yeah, it's a great venue.
Because you can pull out the chair, pull out the seats that they've got both sides, and it'd be ideal for a British Isles series.
Accommodation on site as well.
We're getting rapidly to the stage where more and more players, Robert, don't play outdoor bowls. There's quite a few that only play the indoor now. Greg Harlow just concentrates indoor, doesn't play outdoor. And that's been the case for a long time. There are others like yourself who play both. Some players like that 4 months off, that short outdoor season that we've got. This is close, very close. Got the ball. Yep, that should do it. Ball, the green ball didn't drop back.
1 red.
I'm a bit surprised Nick's changed here because he's played the backhand pretty well.
If he gets to Greg's bowl, that'd be ideal. Stops the little trail around the corner as well. Doesn't mind dropping a 1.
No, but he would like to finish the set. As you say, Rob, looking for the red ball, doesn't want the gap, little touch, and trying to fall back.
1 green.
Similar bowl for Greg to last time. Just looking a little squeeze on the jack if you can.
Very close to moving the jack with this.
Just needs to run a touch.
He's moved it. It's 2 green, but it doesn't matter if it's 1 or 2. He's brought it out into the open. He's given himself a real chance for the last ball.
Yeah, he's Nick in a bit of a quandary here.
Well, Nick.
There's so many options here for Greg at the next bowl, so Nicky's got a lot to try and cover here.
Timeout called.
Sort of looks to me
Nick
like
has
it's
4
a
timeouts remaining.
shot. You know, it's try and get into there. The last ball's, well, the green ball's just dropped in. That doesn't make any difference. He needs another one in because Greg can drive those 2 balls out.
I think that helps a little bit, Nicky. Before there was a chance of the jack actually going dead off the bowl on the respot, which would have left Greg 2. So it's just a decent drawing for Nick.
Gentle, 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 gentle. Didn't make it. Well, I think Greg will come in for the split here. He could get a double on the respot. I think there's a good shot here, man. If he gets into there, that jack will come across onto the respot position, which is here. And there we are. Oh, let's get out of the jack in there. There we go.
Timeout called. Greg has 3
The angle
timeouts
looks
remaining.
good to go across on the split, and that brings in that red ball. Yep. Two balls can go out as well if he gets it absolutely plumb on the front and runs off it onto the green, but no guarantees of getting any more than a 1 on that shot.
He's just run down this and just see what happens, really. Jack could even squeeze off the back green bowl to the other respot, which will leave him a double.
Only one thing guaranteed, it's going to come down with weight.
Needs to hold.
Had to give it a chance. Just a bit under.
2 shots in the first set to Nick Brett.
Well, 9-3, Rob. It was a good set of balls. Very, very high in terms of the standard, but I think that score's just a little bit lopsided. It was a better set than that.
Yeah, I mean, Nick got himself out of trouble first few ends, to be honest, with his third and fourth. Greg opened up good openers every end, and then Nick just found his first couple. Probably just about edge set, but so the scoreline probably a little bit flattering.
Yeah, that's this is what he did against Darren Burnett.
Yeah, straight away, first end of the game.
Yep. Up the rink, short jack length. Nick gets anything close, Greg will attack it. Thing is, Nick will do exactly the same.
Jack length 24 metres.
Just missed the line, probably by about 3 or 4 inches, and you get punished on all the hands when you do that. The trouble is, you know, you can't afford to go out too wide in that backhand.
Especially with the mat up, the line's even more delicate, really. It's a very fine line.
Margin of error, very small. Well, that was a bit quick. Would have liked that to have been a lot closer.
One green.
A lot of people think when you go short it's easier because the distance is closer to the mat, but believe me, it's not. The problem for Greg is that he knows if he drives this, he's leaving Nick a lot of room to get another shot, but damage limitation, Rob.
I think it is. Down his favourite forehand. Needs it solid.
Back balls come into play. His next second delivery. Didn't want movement on the jack, wanted the 2 balls out clean.
Early chance for Nick to get a spare.
Not particularly easy though.
Looking very good.
2 shots, Nick Brett. Jack length 28.5 metres.
sure that, as we say, big rings to the outside, make sure they don't play a wrong bias. It has happened before, Rob. There's occasionally, but it's rare. I can't remember any of the top 16 ever doing it.
Not that I can recall. You occasionally get the odd qualifier that comes over, just gets extremely nervous.
I've seen it in the World Outdoor Championships. Great David Bryant played a wrong bias. Unfortunately, as the case was for me at the time, it was during the trial ends. He didn't make any mistake during the match.
He didn't make too many in his career, did he?
Greg, I'm going to attack this. Well, sticking with the draw. Any touch in the jack could make a double. That's why he's just trying to arrive at this. He's got a nice looking weight for it. Oh yes.
Hold to the jack now, he's very good. Great shot.
Quite often playing that shot and just taking the jack into the ditch or the 2 balls out, but he played that with a lot of confidence.
Keep going down.
Now, Nick, what are you going to get?
1 away.
It's not bad. He really didn't want to get that toucher onto the jack and run it into the ditch. He's taken a non-toucher, and that's removed from the ditch. And there's a lot of that really in the top professional players, isn't it, Rob? You know, the damage limitation shot, as we call it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you generally play more runners here than you would generally club bowls, mainly because of the way the carpet plays and that sort of thing, and being the sets play as well does make a difference.
So be back to the draw again for Nick. Try and turn the jack round the corner.
1 red.
Never easy after the running ball to get within 6-8 inches of the jack. Do well to be close with this. I think it's just lacking.
1 red. Gap is 6 inches.
Again, it's not an easy spare by any matter of means. It's has to be very careful of that front green ball. That's why he's pushed it out wide. Better to do that than take a risk of giving the shot away.
1 shot, Greg Harlow.
Set score 1-2 after 2 ends.
It'll be interesting what Greg does this time. Change his tactic again. Well, lengthen it out. Pretty much maximum length coming up here from Greg.
Jack length 29.5 metres.
The sport of bowl's been around a long time. We can trace it back many hundreds of years, and even further of a very early form that has been going back to the Egyptian times. No curved bowls back then. But it was fascinating at the same time to think of the history of the game. Really enjoy that. It was banned at one stage by Henry VIII. Didn't like his archers playing bowls for money, so he banned the sport. But only for them, so they would practice more their archery. Didn't ban it for the aristocracy because they continued to play, but there was a levy put on the license to play the game of bowls, and they played for large amounts of money.
So Nick is just starting to win this battle of the first 2 bowls now, which is making a big difference in this game.
He's making the correction, and Greg just taking his time over this one. It's really a draw, but there's not much to aim for. Ball behind the jack. You know, it's a very tight match, this, and you just want to make sure you don't lose multiples. He's not going to lose too many if he plays a ball like this. Very close.
1 green.
Still 1 to green, but that makes it difficult for Nick.
On the red ball,
Tempted with this on the
gap is
backhand to
3.5
come
inches.
around to short balls. That's what
The
he's
other red
checking.
one is 16 inches short of jack high.
16 inches. You will get round that, but you have to use the mat and try and help things. Well, doesn't fancy it. You have to be really careful with this draw. Oh, so wide. Not even trying it. I think he's just pushing on through. He's waving at the ball, but he would have known, Robert, there was no chance out there.
Yeah, he's just trying to get the high line and get dropped down. Unfortunately, that line hasn't been there this year. So not an easy shot for Greg here. He's looking for a fraction on his last. If he can draw the perfect bowl, back toucher, he can make a good double. Great road.
Oh, he's got this, surely. Oh, well, it's going to drop. I thought he might have enough just to push it in. It's very close.
1 green.
Well, confident call of 1 green. There's no way that Nick will play this in the forehand now, surely. Even the backhand's dangerous. He doesn't want to get to the jack and fall back on it. Well, he's playing the forehand, but very brave to get anywhere near this. Careful, Nick. This is very, very dangerous. Well,
got away with that, I think.
Yeah, got away with it. Touching the ball, the 2 dropped away, just the 1.
1 shot, Nick Brett.
10 out of 10 for bravery, but he was being very
Set score
careful with
1-3
the
after
weight.
3 ends. Jack length 28.5 metres.
Just needs to step up a gear now.
That's good first ball in. It's always asking that question that if you don't get in the first, you have to make the adjustment the second next time.
Gap is 3 inches.
Close with this. Yep,
Right.
got it. Draw the shot, turns it round the corner.
1 red.
It's understandable, going deep.
Greg's on a great line again here.
Yeah. Close again for the double. Oh, might look at this on the forehand now.
2 red.
Again, just to try and take one out. I don't think he can get the two of them.
It might play off the backhand. He gets the backhand, the edge of the red, might push it past.
Can he see enough of that?
Front red bowl solid's not bad either. Just lined up on the fork.
Thought he might go the forehand as a slightly bigger target. This will be good to get close to this, never mind hit it. Yeah, front red one. Always looked in the way, that cover ball. This is a great end for Greg Harlow to pick up a 2 and a possible 3.
Not an easy spare here for Greg.
Your last bowl, the gap on your last bowl is 4 inches.
Drop now. It's a great effort.
Two shots, Greg Harlow.
Set score 3-3 after 4 ends.
Greg, let's see what the tactics are this time. Well, Matt's kept back. Got the mat up before. Must feel that that's something that's not going to work.
Jack length 29 metres.
It's a good idea to go long because for a while Nick was dropping his first ball short. Now it's just a matter of getting it close up to the jack or beyond to put the pressure on. He's not bad. Decent start. First 1 or 2. If he doesn't get in with the first one, he's usually adapting with the second one. But
yeah, that's the big difference at the moment. Nicky's certainly finding his first couple of bowls every end. So when you do that, it does put added pressure on. Just left that one as well.
looks like he's going to get caught here. Well, no, he hasn't. He slipped underneath. He's just going to make a connection with the red ball. No, this is the problem.
Your last ball, 2 feet short,
Does he come in and attack the jack?
I think he's almost got to draw it, to be honest. There's not a great deal to hit. Anything between the two green bowls probably gets him the win. Played it very well.
Yep, got it. Just to make sure he was arriving.
1 red.
Forced into the runner. Doesn't want to get his own ball though. Takes that away. Could lose a count.
Depends on the edge on this.
Well, he has taken his own away. Not sure about that shot. Just wasn't sure it was worthwhile.
Angles weren't great for Nicky there, but that's the way he's playing these days
2
on
red.
the carpet. And it's been working extremely well for him the last 2 or 3 years. There's a shot for Greg to have a look at here on the cover.
Well, a couple of options for Greg, though, just the way it's sitting. It's
timeout called.
Draw another shot in there.
Greg has 2 timeouts remaining.
Backhand and try and drop it in that sort of angle. If he gets it to there, it's very good because that stops the trail shot, but it also scores another one to make 3. Puts the pressure on.
I think he's got to be looking at the respot.
Forehand's another possibility if he wants to draw through. It all depends how he feels about it. You know, he could get a third and cover, take a chance at Nick gets the jack. He'll.
I think he'll be backhand to the respot.
Well,
takes away the count to 3 on the respot Nick's got if he did kill the end.
Well, he's on a line here for the 3rd shot to put the pressure on. He's ignored the respot for some reason.
He's leaving it up.
Ooh, well,
it's not too bad.
It's not bad, actually. It's not bad.
3 red.
That's a tricky draw, especially after a running bowl. But he ignored the cover and decided to go for the shots. Well, see what he's playing here, because
forehand draw, I'd say.
Yeah.
To guarantee 2nd as he got through it.
Well, he has to get very close to those front ones, and that's where the problem lies. Yeah, not up. Not sure about that. Really not a big backhand draw, but that's a big count for Greg. Massive turnover.
3 shots, Greg Harlow.
Now Nick's in trouble.
Set score 6-3 after 5 ends. Jack length 28.5 metres.
It's unusual for Nick to be short when he has that big bowl opportunity. But at the same time, after a drive, it's not easy, Rob. You know, it's a percentage shot, isn't it, to go through and run at it, take a couple off.
Yeah, the angle was going great there. He's probably played the right shot, just didn't quite get through it. But so, big end for Greg now. If Greg can get a single here or any sort of score, it'll certainly put him in the driving seat for the 2nd set.
You get nervous before those big balls come up because there's a lot of them during your career.
More so at the start of the game, I think. You just want to get into the game, and once you're on the mat and into the match, I don't think it bothers you really. Especially the more times you play on the carpet in front of crowds like this, you love them really, especially when they work.
1 green.
Well, 6th hand, 6-3, really cannot afford to lose any more shots here, Nick. Greg wins this end, and he really is in the driving seat. That's not going to get back. No, that's left a lovely shoulder for him now.
A gap on the shot bowl, 1.5 inches. This front bowl is 5 inches past jack high. Gap is 6 inches.
Chance for Nick to slip another one in here. He drops off Greg's bowl. It doesn't give Greg much with his last.
Well, I'm surprised at that. I think Greg's got a good shot on here in the backhand. A couple of yards of running into that plant. His own ball will probably go out, but he will stay in, make 2, maybe 3 out of it.
It's unlikely. I think he'll just draw it because he can't afford to get into the jack and the green bowl.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Drops off his own, he's very close, especially with a 3-shot lead. Oh, he's very close.
He's getting into that. Now, is he going to get the jack? If he gets the jack, he'll still be one down, probably. Oh, that's dropped in nicely. I think that's a shot.
One red.
Just got enough of it so that his own ball would drop in. If he'd have stayed up, it would have been gone. Now, Nick's got choices here. Does he draw the jack or does he run through it?
He'll be running this down the forehand, looking for the jack clean in the ditch for 2.
Controlled weight.
Can't afford to be a bowl tight though.
No, and it does come across very tight, just like that. Oh, not the run through. Oh, goodness me. Well, immediate acknowledgement from Nick that that was a fortuitous result.
2 shots, Nick Brett.
Oh, made a double out of it. There's the run through, gets the jack and makes a double. Goodness
Set score,
me. Well,
6-5 after 6 ends.
Ball tight. Goodness me, Lady Luck was on your shoulder there.
Definitely. I mean, if he'd missed the front bowl and got Greg's red, he could have been dropping a 4.
Yeah.
That's fractions. It's part of the game. No player likes to get those
Length
touches.
27.5 metres.
It's one of those things you just got to accept. Go on with the next end.
Well, it's on his forehand. He likes the forehand runners. If you remember the last time down this way, he played just a little trail shot. It was really just over the line, or sorry, over the weight. Ball came all the way back and trailed the jack for a double.
It's a great effort.
Yeah.
Slips that and drops off the back bowl. He's almost drawn the shot.
No, that's a very good ball.
1 grade.
6-5. That's an excellent delivery. Best he scores on this end. At worst he'll lose a single, and that's still very good at 6-all with 2 ends to go.
Change back to the backhand now. Any touch on the green bowl, jack.
Close for this. Just needs to get back. Oh, not quite. It's actually, if he gets the back end of that green ball, I think he'll push his own up the rink, possibly into a shot position. See that now? Yeah, just if he gets the back of that, Rob, it's quite possible to move that red up the rink.
Drop it down.
Drop it down for shot. In the meantime, Nick has to be very careful. Yeah, staying away from it.
Cover.
I think he's wise to play that, though. 2 or 3 chances of different things for Greg. Similar ball.
So with that backhand, you need dead pace, really. It just bends very late.
Close again. Oh, he got the double back. No, is it enough?
One shot, Greg Harlow.
He pushed the green and then it fell back on the red and just given an extra. Well, that's massive.
Yeah, that's great. Absolutely.
Set score,
To be fair, he's a
7-5
touch
after
unlucky.
7 ends.
He's inches away from making a double.
Big result there for Greg. Lovely delivered ball. Got the little push back close to the jack. That's 7-5. Well, 2 ends to go.
Jack
Not in a
length,
position
29
winning
and a
one
half
of those
metres.
ends at 6-all. He's sort of got the impression he had to win both.
This is the end he'll want to win. My shadow gets this. He's then going into the last end with a decent lead. If he does drop the shot this end, he will have to be winning the last end. Right behind. Last few ends, his first bowl have been immaculate.
Yes, Greg's done a lot of damage, and really with his last bowls really have been doing a lot of damage, 3 and 4. No, this is the correction. Quite enough.
Nick can repeat his last bowl. He's putting Greg in heaps of trouble.
Yeah, I think Nick has to win in the last 2 ends.
Well, I mean, the way it's set up, if Nick can play a good one here, he could be himself up for a 3, which would be huge.
Last bowl, the gap is 10 inches.
Nick is not showing any pressure at all at the moment, but expect Greg to draw this, draw the shot, draw second, give himself that 1-shot lead going into the last end. If he draws a shot, 3 shots, my goodness me, that really is a good cushion.
Ease to ease. Well,
Two green.
Himself some trouble now. He's going to be 3 adrift on this end. It's the last bowl to play. Oh, Nick's let him off. You can only imagine what Nick is saying to himself after that bowl.
Well, there was a chance, wasn't it?
No, I don't favour the back one.
Only thing is, Greg can't afford to play the runner in case he takes his own bowl out. So he has to draw this. Oh, he's corrected with this one.
Still run a touch for a second.
Yep, he's made it.
1 green.
Well, this last ball doesn't really matter, Rob.
Unless Nick is extremely brave.
Oh, well, he would have to be brave to play that down the forehand. Take the ball out and lie 3. The reason why I'm saying it doesn't matter is that even if he makes the double, he still has to win the last end. So 1 shot to Nick here or 2 shots makes no difference whatsoever. The forehand is the risky shot. That's where
he's looking at it.
Oh, if he plays this wrong,
Edge of the red onto the green, he's got 4 shots.
Yeah,
Gets the green away with the yard.
Goodness me, that's a risky shot. He gets the high side of the red. He could take his own ball out and lose two.
He's played it. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, 10 out of 10 for bravery on this one. I think he's too wide.
Played on the high side.
Yeah, he wants to miss that completely. Well, I suppose it was there, and he knew that even if he drew it in the backhand, it didn't make any difference.
One shot, Nick Brett.
He still has to win the last end.
Nick has 3 timeouts remaining.
Set score 7-6 after 8 ends. Jack length 28 meters.
Basically in a tie-break end here, the last end.
Yes, indeed. It's a situation. Tactics can change as well, Rob.
Oh, definitely. Oh, they're
10 inches short of Jack
this one. Nicky wins the end, wins the match. Greg needs to win it to keep himself in it and force a tie-break, which I'd say he deserves, to be honest, on the performance of the match.
Fantastic game, absolutely. Been very interesting tactics in it as well, and there's been very little to choose between the two players.
Just pushing up. Just got through this.
2 green.
Nicky will have to run for cover here. The way the game, the way it's set.
I think he's coming down to have a look, and I think it's very wise.
I think he's got to look deep.
I think the issue for him is just if Greg decides to play through it. You know, we've got
timeout called.
Really got all this area here.
Nick has 2 timeouts
very
remaining.
Dangerous, but at the same time, I think that green ball's too far away.
Yeah.
You know, I think he needs a closer ball.
But if he does go deep, then it gives the option as well. If Greg does draw a shot, to play an attacking bowl himself, because he's got the cover.
Yeah, he's going through there. Greg's making his way down already.
Greg will only be drawing the shot.
I think it was a draw, I really do. But again, if he had put one close, Greg had the hit, and you know, it's never easy to decide which shot to play there. You know, there's so many options available, but you just don't want to leave him a foot for the shot.
But there's no real rest there at the moment either. There's no shoulder. It's the perfect bowl from Greg, or nothing.
Well, he's very interested in it. I think his line's good.
He's just up again. I think he's just up.
Yeah, it's just a weight, that's all. Nothing more than that. I think Nick might draw this. I just don't think he can afford to leave Greg a foot to draw the shot. You know,
I'm not sure if he will.
Oh.
I don't think he can afford to. If he draws up and drops off his own bowl, he's just giving that rest into Greg. He might try and draw around the forehand off his own front bowl.
That would do. Closer ball either way. Doesn't really matter which way he plays it.
But the problem with that backhand that Greg's playing at the moment is it's late bend. You know you've got to be up, but it doesn't turn right till the end.
I think Nicky's done everything he can do. Oh, he left the wasn't, well, that's no worse than it was before. And it's a better and closer goal. It's all about whether Greg decides to play for the respot.
That's the key. Who has got the respot?
And the respot we're looking at is the one to the left of the picture. It's it there.
Timeout called.
Now, Greg is in
Greg
a
has
position
one timeout
where if he
remaining.
plays it and gets it just absolutely on the high side, will the jack come over to this side? And which ball will I? Oh, well. Now, I don't think that's made any difference to the shot. It made a difference to my graphics, but that's not made any difference to the shot. I still think he's playing for the jack. It's possibly given him a little bit more space to get to it. But Nick's done absolutely everything he can to win the match. And it's up to Greg now if he can save it.
The key is the two respots, to be honest. I mean, there's even a chance now if Greg he's looking at the other respot.
Yeah.
There's a bigger gap now between the jack and bowl, and down the forehand he might be able to edge the jack past the green.
Well, let's have a wee look at it then on the forehand. You know, if he's coming through.
Timeout called.
Can he get to the jack there, Rob?
Greg has no timeouts remaining.
You know, the respot position is here. Greg's also looking to see what happens if it goes all the way through to the ditch. Can he carry along with it? So many options, but none of them particularly easy.
He's just looking at the angles, and if none are good, he's got to back himself to draw. He's got about 3 inch.
No, you play weight, surely a play weight to it. You know, 3 balls, 2 or 3 feet away.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Alan Thornhill asking for a little bit of quiet for this. Well, now we'll know what he's going to do.
Backhand.
He's angled as if he's going to draw. He is. He's going to try and draw it.
Obviously the angles weren't good for him.
Yeah, he didn't like the look of the respots, so he's going to try and draw it. I tell you what, he's in the area.
Needs to run a touch. Needs to run.
Going to fall off it.
One shot, Nick Brett. Second set tied and a match.
I think about being on a drop and had a good chance of getting the shot. Didn't quite let it. A brilliant effort though by Greg Harlow. The world number 1 just manages to make it. Super game, Rob.
Yeah, great game. Great game. Greg probably deserved a tie break, to be honest, but Nicky dug deep. Certainly the first part of the first set, played some great conversions, was the third and fourth, and Greg was in good positions. Then dominated the second half. And a great second set, which Nicky comes out on top by Tyler in the last game.
Greg enjoying his fans here. Nick always very popular, world number 1. But showing his mettle on the drive. Fortunate result. Taking one off the other in the area, but the immediate apology was there. And Greg gets one back and pick up a double. And 6. Nick last ball draw for 2. And that was really putting the pressure on in the first set. Put him 6-3 in front. Last ball cover. And Nick going for it. And the run through again, just a little bit of lady luck. It's just there. And Greg's last ball, he got the double back again and got a single. And Nick Brett, last ball of the match, pushing it in nice and tight to the jack, and that was enough to get him over the line. But it's a world number 1, Nick Brett, is through to the semi-final. It was a great game, it really was. There's not going to be much between these statistics, I'm sure. Well, the total shots scored was really down to the first set, 9-3. But other than that...